The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity Episode 2. Begin with Rintaro thinking about how Wagyuri told him that she wasn't afraid of him, which was quite surprising for him. Then, we move to the present timeline where Rintaro has closed the curtains. He is still in shock because he has just found out that Wagyuri attends Kikyo Academy. A little later, we see his friend Usami complaining a lot, and all his complaints are about the girls' academy. He says that whenever he comes to or leaves school, those girls always give him nasty stares, which has made him very irritated. He even says that he doesn't come to school by choice. Just then, the rest of their friends arrive and give Usami a reality check, saying that it was this school that even accepted him in the first place. Hearing this, he starts complaining again. Meanwhile, Rintaro isn't paying attention to any of this. His friends ask how he got hurt on his head, but Rintaro doesn't answer, as if he's lost in his own world. Then, his friends ask why he's keeping the curtains closed. Rintaro gets surprised, realizing he completely forgot to open them. But then Amin jokes, looking at Kikyo Academy isn't going to improve your mood anyway. Hearing this, Rintaro suddenly shouts. Of course not, because of his loud voice, everyone turns to look at him. Embarrassed, Rintaro apologizes and makes an excuse that the sunlight was too strong. Saying this, he opens the curtains. However, his friends are not convinced. They can sense something is going on. Then, we see a classroom scene where Rintaro is still thinking about Wagyuri. He even starts regretting closing the curtains earlier because it must have looked rude. But now it's too late. Wagyuri must already know that he's from Chidori Academy, Kakashi-sensei's academy, and she might never come to the shop again. Perhaps this is for the best, Rintaro thinks, because someone like her shouldn't associate with someone like him. After classes, Usami once again invites him to hang out today. Since Rintaro hasn't received any messages from his mother, he agrees. They decide to go to karaoke, but as soon as they are about to leave the school gate, they see a huge crowd gathered. Standing there is none other than Wagyuri. Seeing Wagyuri there makes Rintaro panic, and he doesn't know what to do. Meanwhile, Usami turns into a kind of thug and bluntly asks Wagyuri what she's doing there. Wagyuri gets nervous hearing this, but Rintaro's mind goes blank. She says she's waiting for someone, to which Usami nosily asks who that person is. But before she can answer, Rintaro grabs Usami by the collar and tells him to stop bothering her. He then apologizes to Wagyuri for Usami's behavior. Usami then whines that it's unfair that a girl like Wagyuri knows someone from Chidori. He too wants a girlfriend and even starts crying about it. Like a stubborn child, he keeps insisting that he wants a girlfriend. Just then, Wagyuri's two friends show up and ask her what she's doing there. They quickly take her away. The other girls sneer at the boys, saying that if Wagyuri stays here any longer, she'll become stupid like them. Wagyuri's friends add, "Good thing you're from Kikyo, otherwise things would have been worse." Before leaving, they also throw some nasty looks at the boys. Meanwhile, Wagyuri and Rintaro don't get to talk at all. They just stare at each other. On the way to karaoke, Usami is furious and keeps complaining. On the other hand, Rintaro feels a slight sense of relief, but his mind is still filled with questions. Was Wagyuri really there to see him? He shakes his head and tells himself that's impossible. But then his friends notice his face and are shocked. They say they've never seen Rintaro make such an expression before. When Rintaro touches his own face, he too is surprised. Maybe he's actually happy. He decides that just meeting her was the best part of his day. Next, we see them at karaoke, singing their hearts out. But one of Rintaro's friends, Aya, asks him if everything is really okay. The others agree, saying that he's been acting weird lately. Hearing this, Rintaro gets startled. His injury also doesn't look like something that happened by accident. Thinking about Wagyuri, Rintaro wonders if he should tell them about her. But he stops himself. If he tells them, they'll probably warn him to stay away from her. And honestly, he couldn't even blame them for saying that. Still, he doesn't want to bring it up. So, he tells them everything is fine and they go back to singing. But his friend Saku still seems suspicious of him. Later, we see Rintaro heading home. He's surprised to see that the shop is still open because the closing time has long passed. As soon as he enters, he's shocked to see Wagyuri waiting for him. Wagyuri apologizes to him, saying she acted too rashly and caused trouble because of her impatience. But Rintaro tells her not to worry because it doesn't bother him. Just then, his mother enters and scolds him for being late without informing her. She then offers Wagyuri some leftover cakes, but Wagyuri hesitates. However, her growling stomach gives her away, and everyone laughs. Rintaro then suggests that they could eat together if she wants. Hearing this, Wagyuri gets really happy. They start eating together, and Rintaro thinks to himself how genuinely happy she looks. Then, he asks her why she came to his school earlier. Wagyuri replies that she simply wanted to meet him, which surprises him. She adds that she won't act so impulsively again. Rintaro is about to say, "I was really happy when I saw you," but stops because it's too embarrassing. Wagyuri, however, says, "Don't take back your words." Both of them blush heavily after that. Things become awkward, so Rintaro nervously says that he didn't think she would return to their shop. Wagyuri is surprised and asks why he would say that. Rintaro explains about their schools and Wagyuri smiles, saying she was actually happy to learn that he's from Chidori because it made her want to know more about him. Saying this, she leaves, leaving Rintaro confused about what she meant. Just then, his mother walks in and jokingly says, "I didn't give birth to a skeleton." We see Rintaro telling his mother the whole story, but she's not entirely pleased. She even playfully slaps him on the head and tells him to go see Wagyuri again because he clearly hasn't learned anything. Rintaro says he doesn't understand why Wagyuri was so happy to meet him. Hearing this, his mother gets angry and wonders where she went wrong raising him. She points out that he's judging Wagyuri the same way people judge him, based on appearances. She reminds him that even after learning he's from Chidori, Wagyuri didn't change her attitude toward him. This makes Rintaro realize that he's been too focused on her school, just like people are too focused on his scary appearance. Thinking about this, he punches himself in the face out of frustration, causing his nose to bleed. His mother panics, but Rintaro tells himself that he's been doing exactly what others do to him, judging unfairly. He thanks his mom. The next day, we see Wagyuri walking to school. Suddenly, she sees Rintaro standing outside her academy, which surprises her a lot. Rintaro says, "I came early just to meet you." Then, he apologizes to her for hurting her feelings. Wagyuri gets emotional and sits down, which scares Rintaro. But Wagyuri explains that she's just ashamed of her own selfishness and apologizes for walking away without saying anything before. She tells Rintaro that he is very kind. Hearing this, Rintaro realizes that Wagyuri always speaks honestly with him, and now it's time for him to face things as well. He says he doesn't like when their schools badmouth each other, and he doesn't want anyone to say anything bad about Wagyuri either. Above all, he doesn't want to put her in danger because of him. In the end, he apologizes for focusing only on her school instead of on her as a person. Hearing this, Wagyuri becomes very happy and energetically reintroduces herself. She says that even though they go to different schools, she wants to know more about him. At that moment, Rintaro feels like he's on cloud 9. They even exchange contact information. Since both of them are now in their classrooms, Wagyuri excitedly opens her curtains and starts jumping with joy after seeing Rintaro across the way. On the other hand, Rintaro waves back. For the first time, he feels like he's becoming part of the other world he once thought he could never belong to. And with this, the episode ends.